This is People's Daily Online Business Podcast. I'm Zhenyu Li, Editor-in-Chief of the Business Channel. For the past few decades, China's marvelous economic growth, faster than any large economy in human history, has dazzled the world. But today, in a time of global recession, the country is facing a challenging economic test. The world's biggest growth story has slowed in 9 of the past 10 quarters. The Chinese government has said it will tolerate slower growth to push reform. China's top economic planner has expressed confidence in keeping steady growth of the world's second largest economy in the latter half of this year, despite the highly complicated domestic and international conditions. But the question here is, why does the foreigner bother to spare some time out of his hectic schedule for a look at the Chinese economy? Andy Serwer, managing editor of Fortune magazine, told me the reasons.
Well, because the China economic story is so important to the global economy. It just makes sense. I mean, the economic development of China is one of the biggest stories in the world in our lifetime. And, you don't have to be Chinese to think that. You can be an American to think that.
Thomas Byrne is an American. He's also the senior vice president at Moody's, one of the world's big 3 credit rating agencies. Every day, no matter how busy he is, he always spares some time to read the Chinese business news.
I find it very fascinating to come to China to learn more about how China's economy is developing. I think it's one of the most fascinating stories in the world these days. So,
Byrne's view is echoed by John Wilson, lead economist at the World Bank, who has spent a considerable amount of time in China doing work on trade issues.
That's probably one of the most compelling aspects of China today. It's a country that has moved rapidly up the development scale, and it's clearly a very important part of global economic growth and prospects for global prosperity.
China grows and the world prospers. So for a regular business news consumer like you, next time you open your browser, you know what publications you need to add to your must-read list. For People's Daily Online, I'm Zhenyu Li. For additional quality coverage on China in audio, video, and text, visit People's Daily Online at people.cn. China means business.